Hi everybody, I'm Sayward. Welcome to my Patreon. I am so excited to have you guys here. It was because of one of you guys' suggestion that I even get a Patreon. So thank you very much, Erin. I appreciate it. I had really no idea about how to do this, and so you guys obviously are seeing some lower quality videos, but I promise you that that's changing. I did get a brand new camera and I'm working on a studio right now. My family and I are in the process of moving, so in the next couple months you guys are going to see the sets really change. Not sure where we're going to go yet. We're looking at somewhere still in the city here, but unfortunately things happened with this place, I guess I should say, and we've needed to go so that the owner of this home can now move on to bigger and better things, which is good for her and great for us because we had an awesome start here. We came to this house as a way to get away from bullying, not because I was being bullied, but because our son was being bullied. And so we moved to a better part of the town, and I ended up getting pregnant. I had my daughter, and lo and behold, here we are now. We've been through an absolutely crazy year. I'm sure that throughout these videos you guys will hear bits and pieces of that, but I don't really want to get into that too much right now because I want to be super positive and talk to you guys about this moon. Okay, so as we know, today is January 10th. I don't know, I'm a mom. Is it January 10th? Yes, January 10th. Just kidding, guys. I definitely know what day the moon is because it's so important for spellcasting. So just in case you don't know why it's important for spellcasting, or you had to check your phone too, it definitely is January 10th, 2020, and here we are talking about the wolf moon. This moon is also known as the spirit moon. It's known as the cold moon. It's known as the bitter moon. The spirit moon name comes from the Ojibwe people, who believe this is the time that the Great Spirit was born. The Ojibwe people, they mainly base their moons upon seasons, upon seasonal changes, and upon seasonal activities. For instance, the moon in April, I believe, is called the boiling sap moon, and the one in May is called the budding leaves moon. So kind of a taste of agriculture and what's happening out in their environment. That being said, there are a couple of moons that are not seasonally based, and I will name two of them here. The one in January is the first moon of that year, and it is the beginning, it is the birth of the Great Spirit. So that's where we're at now. When you come and see me in December, however, we'll be talking about the Little Spirit, which is accumulation of all things mankind. So, the Great Spirit. What could we be doing with powers of the Great Spirit right now? Well, for the Ojibwe, they believe that this was a time of creation. For us, we can take that a step further and use this in our own manifestations. If you're interested in this new year, as many people are, you're interested probably in getting yourself some luck and maybe breaking up anything that's come in contact with you. Maybe you're looking for love, maybe you're looking for some extra money. After the holidays, I know we're all a little strapped for cash. Come on, tax time, right? Well, it doesn't have to be that way. I really suggest that if you are a person who works magic, or if you have interest in meditation practices, spirituality, or magic, you take a look at what's available for this moon. There are a lot of resources. I'm not going to direct you to any personally because you guys, I really want you to try and follow your own paths and see what it is that calls to you. But I do suggest getting on Google, type in something like Wolf Moon 2020 Ritual, and just see what pops up. You're going to find a lot of different information. So if you're new to this, the way that you figure out the kind of witch that you are, the way that you figure out what path you follow, is you learn. So go and read. Nothing's going to hurt if you click on a website and it's not the thing that you were interested in. You just know now that that's not a part of your path, and you've got a better sense of your own direction. Uncrossings are really good at this time as well because we're dealing with a renewal, we're dealing with a birth time, we're dealing with the birth of our recognized year, we're dealing with the beginnings of things. We're in the very coldness, in the very dark stages, but we know that we're in this time of birth, right? The sun is coming closer and closer and closer. And as we begin to see more and more of the sun, we begin to grow more and more and more. We know that in this dark time, even though it is still very dark, the sun is coming closer to us. We're just at these very beginning stages of our rebirth. So in this time, meditation is super important. Cleansing is super important. If you're doing a lot with your diet, which I think that people tend to do around this time, don't feel pressured to also try to add yoga on top of it, to also try to add hour-long meditations or anything like that. Don't feel like you have to do anything like that, okay? Focus on one aspect. You didn't get to where you are today in one day. You're not going to get to where you want to be in one day. It's a matter of steps and progress. If you take the time to just focus on your diet, if that's what you're interested in, or maybe you take the time to focus on your hobby, or maybe you take the time to focus on exercise or meditation, whatever it may be, self-care, whatever it is that you have chosen to focus on renewing and increasing in this new year, take the time to really give it your devotion. Pay attention to it. Okay? You don't have to become a magical mystic yogi to be a witch. That's just not how it is. You don't have to become a magical mystic yogi to feel better, okay? All of these steps that you do, you're going to find that you feel better and better and better and better and better. You just have to keep walking the path. Now, if you decide, I have to be this magical mystic yogi, I have to get my diet, I have to do this, I have to do this, and I don't know if any of you guys have tried to do that, because I was like, I can do all of this by myself. Wrong. I spent a lot of time just feeling like crap because I couldn't do all of these things at once, and I had failed at this, or I hadn't done this, or I missed this day, and I just spent so much time like dogging on myself about what I hadn't done that I saw no value in the wonderful things that I had done, and therefore the sacrifice, the hunger or the exertion, the tiredness, the whatever it may be, that sacrifice that I put in, even for myself, didn't seem like it was worth it because I didn't value it. Okay? Take time to value your process. Take time to consider this moon. If you're not sure what it is that you want to start on, you're not really sure, I really do suggest meditation. I know a lot of people have this idea that meditation, they still have this idea that meditation is like this woo-woo, juju, psychic power, crazy mystics crap, but it's really not. You can go on to, if you're in the US, go ahead and check out nih.gov, National Institutes of Health.gov. You will find a plethora, I'm talking thousands of studies where people have been able to document cerebral growth after extended periods of meditation, okay? This can happen for you. You can increase your brain capacity, you can increase your memory, you can increase your ability to control and regulate your own emotions. All of this anxiety, if you've been dealing with like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, okay? Anxiety is fear of something that hasn't happened, okay? It hasn't happened. Now you have like, if you're running on this continual path of anxiety, all of a sudden your brain is super great at adapting. Have you ever been like doing one of those workouts, okay, it's a new year, and you stick with it because you're a boss, okay? And like a couple weeks later, you're like, maybe I should add some weight to this shit, because I'm feeling it. I'm too strong for this, okay? Your brain has that exact same adaptive capability. So when you keep telling your brain to go to anxiety mode, fear, it makes ruts in your brain, basically, straight to fear, so that whenever anything happens, you begin to react immediately with fear because you've trained your brain to do so, okay? No amount of medication is going to stop that. It can dull that, it can numb it out, but it's not going to stop it. It's not fixing the problem. The way that you fix that problem, the way that you find your way out of that continual path of chronic anxiety and into a calmer place, is by retraining your brain. All right? Think about it. If you, I don't know if any of you guys have small children. My kid was sick recently. She was very sick, and she was very irritable, okay? don't touch me, don't, you know, she's a little kid, so like she's not saying don't touch me, but anytime that you get near her, she screams in your face. Pretty clear communication, okay? It doesn't take a rocket scientist. So she's super upset. She doesn't want to fussing around, all right? I put on this video. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this, but it's called Baby Shark. It's by a company called Pink Fong. Okay, and it goes, baby shark, do, baby shark, and then it goes through all these freaking shark family members, and like, sharks are everywhere, and there's like, I'm gonna have to do a video about my struggles with baby shark. I digress. If you've ever seen this video, okay, it gets like super okay, well, if you watch this thing and they've got like, it's, I don't know, it's like a minute and a half, 2 minutes, something like that. They got an hour long of this crap, just for an hour, all right? If you watch this kind of a thing, if you listen to this repetitively, okay, you can go to sleep at night and wake up in the morning and hear that shit in your head. How does that happen? Your brain heard this repetition, took this repetition on, and made a pathway for it. When you woke up, your brain went to the new pathway. You can do this with anxiety, you can do this with music, you can do this with study, you can do this to learn languages. This is how we learn, okay? It's not, again, I'm not talking about something crazy out there. I'm talking about science. So if you want to get started on that path, if you want to like try to find out what kind of a practitioner you are, if you're a practitioner, how do I get rid of my chronic like emotional regulation difficulties? How do I find a happier place? How do I find a quieter space in my head? Start with meditation, okay? Uncrossing is super important at this time as well. I'm going to go briefly into uncrossing because that's a whole video. It's a whole long thing that we can talk about. If you're interested in trying to do an uncrossing, I do have a road opener for that. So people think that road openers and uncrossings are different, and actually I blend them together because I'm doing it for you guys. Now, if you had come to if you're sitting here with me in my studio and you want to get an uncrossing, well, that's going to be a different thing than if I'm performing a service for you from afar. Okay, so as far as you go at your own home, if you're interested in doing an uncrossing, you can take something as simple as a candle, and I'll use the one that I have here. Take a candle. It doesn't have to be a big candle. It doesn't have to be any particular size, color, anything. You could use one of these if you wanted to, okay? Any kind of candle. White is the preferred color, but other traditions prefer black. Other traditions prefer red. Other traditions prefer blue. It doesn't matter. Pick the color that you have or that draws to you, okay? Whatever you have, it doesn't matter. It's perfect. That's what you need to keep in your head, okay? This candle is going to help me remove anything that is on me, anything that is crossing me, anything that is preventing me from reaching my highest self, from reaching my prosperity, okay? You think that. It doesn't have to be those exact words. Don't feel like, oh my God, I gotta like go back and see what she said. What did she say? Whatever comes into your mind, whatever you want, whatever you're trying to get rid of, okay? Any bad stuff that's happened over this year, anything that's still clinging to you, anything in your past that you can't let go of, think about that crap and hold this candle. It doesn't have to be a quick thing. If it takes you half an hour to sit here and think about all the shit that you're really upset about and that's really blocking you, and that really, if it could just like go away, your life would be so much better. If it takes you half an hour to do that, do it. And then sit there for 10 minutes afterwards and listen. 10 minutes is an extremely long time when you're sitting in silence trying to think of nothing. But the fact of the matter is that if you put your intention in, more often than not, 9 times out of 10, you will get a message back, and it will be something like, I can't even tell you what it will be like. For every person, it's different. What I should say is, if you receive a message from this, a go-ahead, a good sign that this is, you've gotten everything. If you receive like just the feeling I think is what's really most common for practitioners, especially if you haven't quite connected with a deity or a path yet. What you're hearing is spirit. And it takes people a lot of time to realize what spirit is. And I'm telling you right now that voice in your head that you can hear that kind of sounds like you, but it says other things while you're not paying attention, that's spirit, okay? That voice, when that comes in and tells you that you're done or tells you that you're good, it doesn't have to be 10 minutes. That's just a gross generalization, okay? When that comes in and you know that you're ready, then light your candle. It's as simple as that. Let it burn. People have asked me a lot of times about like the way that you should burn a candle. Is it okay to put a candle out? Is it not? What should you do? Well, there's a lot of suggestions that I have for this, and I'm going to mention a few here just very briefly. After that, we're going to kind of talk about my shop, and then I'll see you soon. However, if you are worried about like not being able to do this in a private space, or you're worried about like not being able to do this in a time where you can get the candle burned all the way, or you're worried about space, or you're worried about you don't what am I trying to think of? If you're worried for any reason about like burning a larger candle for any reason, don't do it, okay? You can get a birthday candle. I'm telling you, I've done it. You can get a birthday candle and you can put all of those intentions into that birthday candle. It doesn't matter. The size of the candle does not matter. The color of the candle does not matter. It is 100% completely and wholly your intentions. So if you feel more comfortable using a smaller candle that you can watch burn out all the way, get a birthday candle, get a tea light. Use something that you can do that with, because ultimately your belief, your intention is your magic, and it's what powers your manifestation. Okay, that's why when you receive a photo confirmation along with the visualization after I've cast a spell for you, that visualization I add because that's how you get your magic going. So oftentimes I find that people who are complaining that their spells haven't really happened yet, or they're not sure what's happened, or these types of things. Oftentimes it's because they haven't done the visualization afterwards, as I've suggested, or they weren't really invested in their spell work anyway. Sometimes I can tell when a person's going to be kind of unhappy because instead of being like, oh my goodness, I'm happy for this, or thank you, or not saying anything, they'll be very critical of the work and, well, shouldn't you have done this and shouldn't you have done that? And unfortunately, I'm a feral witch, so I do whatever the hell I want to. That being said, I really do cast spells, and unlike a lot of people on Etsy, I don't fake it. When you get a spell from me, it's a legit thing, and anybody who's gotten a spell, you can see by your photos, it's a real thing, okay? So kind of I'm not bound by what you expect me to do, and if you're being overly critical of that, then you don't really think that your spell's gonna work, and so it's not going to, okay? Where I'm going with all of this is in this time of meditation, in this wolf moon, in this point of cold growth, okay, this is an excellent time for inner work, okay? Sorry, I hit my screen. It's an excellent time for inner work. So take the time to do those meditations. Take the time to take care of yourself. Take the time to listen, okay? This is a dark time, and traditionally dark times are times of divination. They're the times when spirit comes to us. They're times of vision. They're times of inner knowing. So take the winter as it is. Use the winter to your advantage. If you're in a place where you can't get out, it's cold, it's particularly icky out there, I suggest that you do the journeying inside, okay? Think about those things that you're trying to uncross, that you're trying to get off of you. Think about how it is that you want to progress. How is it that you're going to get there? Are you dealing with anxiety? Are you dealing with depression? Are you dealing with just generalized bad luck? Are you trying to start a new business and you can't get things off the ground? Think about that. Put it into your candle. Do some other form of uncrossing. If you Google it, you'll find out that there's uncrossing baths and fire uncrossing, smudging, all things that you can do. I've just given you one method here. Think about that. Do your cleansing. do your work, and then let that shit go. Okay? Down the fucking drain. Down the fucking... Get rid of it. Just get rid of it. Okay? You don't need it. You're letting it go. You gave it to the candle. Let it go. If it comes up again, if it keeps this thing keeps bothering me, I'm still really thinking about this thing, do another uncrossing, do some meditation on it, be real about it, write about it, draw about it, tell somebody about it, punch something that's not going to get hurt by it, about it. Whatever you have to do to get that out, do it. Okay? Your ability to clear yourself of past negative, stagnant vibrations opens your body up to attract positive, good, healthy, strong vibrations. Okay? If you think about a magnet, if we are a magnet and you put a bunch of iron filings on the magnet, those iron filings are very stuck to that magnet, and there's definitely an attraction there. However, if you take that magnet over another set of iron filings, it's not going to be nearly as magnetic as it was. Why? Because the magnetism in that magnet's attractive ability has been blocked by all of the other things that are stuck to it. They're diverting all of those magnetic attractive forces that would be straight shot picking up these things. Instead, they're dispersing them to where you have to get closer and closer to be able to grab onto anything. So if you are a magnet and you are something that attracts things and you have negative vibrations and you are covered in negative vibrations, you are not able to attract things nearly like you would be able to. People who are in need of uncrossings frequently complain of generalized chronic fatigue. They have memory fog, they have mental confusion, they have emotional instability. Anxiety is almost as prevalent as insomnia. They have chronic pains that are unexplained by physicians. They have treatment-resistant depression. So a lot of these things that come through, a lot of these things that happen that people experience, like, man, I eat okay, but why am I still so freaking tired? Are you kidding me? Maybe it's not a vitamin deficiency. Maybe you're covered in some spiritual shit. And if you've never done an uncrossing before and you've never thought of what is it that I can let go in my life? What is it that I don't need to hold on to anymore? What is it that I can clear out of here? If you've never thought about that, you probably got some stuff that you could let go. All right, so that is the moon, and that is my advice for the moon. Guys, with the Patreon, as far as that goes, I'm looking to do hopefully 2 videos a month right now. Like I said, I am moving. This is kind of taking off in a way that I hadn't expected, so I may actually be able to bring my husband home, and we'll be looking at doing a lot more videos and having a lot more content a lot more often. It's very hard for me to be able to complete these kinds of videos in a quiet space. I have to kind of plan it when my daughter's sleeping, and you know how that goes. So again, the next video that I hope to bring to you is going to be that new moon divination. So if you guys are interested in live readings, I do those. However, right now I'm kind of looking and leaning more towards the PDFs because I've been in such a backlog for spell work. You guys' reviews have been amazing, and it's just really coming in. So I'm kind of juggling a lot of things right now. I'm hoping to be able to bring you guys a lot more content than just a couple videos, but that being said, lots of pictures, lots of updates as I can, and we are just moving right on into this beautiful new year. I thank you guys so much for your support and for watching my video. If you have any questions or any problems with your spell work, please always contact me. I'm more than happy to help. Again, I can't guarantee spell work, but I can guarantee that I'll try and help any way that I can. Blessings to you.